Welcome back to Custom Home Builder Solutions, also known as CHS, a job costing, full accounting, and profit management software for the professional home builder. This video is a continuation, a little series of videos I'm doing about draw requests, and I'm going to click this draw request button. And we are talking about doing draw requests for a job that is marked as a cost plus builder fee. And in the first video, let me select our demo job we've been working on. In the first video, I showed you how from the budget worksheet you can open a screen that lets you set up the contract type and calculate the price. You can also open that same window right here. And I wanted to show you, first of all, that there is a help button at the top of this window. It's calculating a few things. But if you'll remember, we did a cost plus fee. We check marked that, not these other two. Then we typed in a builder fee, and we did base our contract based on that. And CHS is calculating the difference between prices we've set for change orders and our estimated costs to add a little bit to the fees as the job goes. But our initial builder fee was this $88,501.30 is what I wanted to show you, and that we have these change order fees of this much. Also that there is help up here about this window. And it's right behind contract price, contract type, and that there are videos for that. But I just wanted to point out what our fee is again, that we're going to be including in our cost plus builder fee draw requests. I need to set that, select that job again after opening that particular window in case there's changes made that need to be stored behind the scenes here when I select this job. Also, there is help about draw requests. And we are working on the ones that are cost plus builder fee, and there will be all the videos here. It says they're being developed because that's what I'm doing right now. But there is a help document that you can open that's a printed help document, and it includes information about the cost plus builder fee also. So I'm going to close that. In our previous video, we did a first draw just based on when I do revenues received. We see that we received $10,000 just for sort of a down payment. And we went ahead and did our first draw for just that builder fee only without including any costs. So please watch that video if you haven't. But so now I'm going to click this button for cost plus markup, cost plus builder fee. That's the one we're doing. And CHS has detected that we have done one draw already. So it opened this window. It didn't ask which kind of draw we want to do anymore because that first draw was a cost plus fee. So it's going to know that that's the type of draw request that we're doing. At the beginning of the help, there is if you click this to add overhead and you look at the help, there is a video that applies to both cost plus markup and cost plus builder fee about how to add overhead, either that's not posted to the accounting books, or in that video that's here, there's information about how to post a journal entry if you're for some reason budgeted for overhead, even though sometimes I suggest that you just make a large enough builder fee or mark up your jobs large enough so that you're not dealing with that, trying to add overhead to your draws exactly. Hopefully you mark it up enough or make a large enough builder fee to cover your overhead, which will make your life a lot simpler. But that's what this button is for, is to add some overhead that's not posted to your accounting. It's just sort of like scribbling and adding it to the draw. So we're going to do our first draw request that includes costs in this particular video. So I'm going to prepare a new draw request. And the first window that opens is asking what cutoff date I want for costs that are dated on or before that date. And we're going to cut it off on 12/31/2015 so that it's only going to include costs that we've posted, job costs we've posted through that date, not any that are after. We'll do a second draw after this video to show a couple of things. But let's click this to continue to the next step. What the next window is will be a list of all costs that have not been marked as drawn on a cost plus builder fee draw, and it's just listing the detail of all of them. And the purpose of this window is if there's any of these actual costs, notice how the entry date is all before December 31st. It's showing that up there. If there's any of these costs you do not want to include on this particular draw request, for one thing, if you are want to just look for change order costs, and the only way that CHS can know that posted cost is a change order cost is because, like it shows in videos about change order, you can create a PO for each change order estimated cost, even if you're not actually sending out the PO. But that helps get the costs, when they're posted, gets them marked as change order costs because it will be a change order PO. And when you post the bills to pay, you might select that PO and it'll get attached to the cost, and that way it'll know that that cost is a change order. I wasn't able to figure out how to get bookkeepers in general to know when they're posting costs that it's a change order cost or not. They might do part of them and then miss other parts of them. So I do have videos talking about how really it's kind of best to issue some POs for all the change order lines that you do, so that you can then select that PO when you're posting the real cost and know that it's a change order cost. If you're collecting for change orders separately then from your draw, although I just think you ought to just collect for them in your draw so you make sure, it's a cost plus builder fee. So in a way, cost plus builder fee plus the fees for change orders, and CHS is calculating that for you. So in a way, it'll all wash out in the end, whether you collect them on this draw request or you don't. But if there's some reason, maybe you want to search for all of the ones that are PO type of change order, submit your search. You can use the search to look for things while you're working. And you could just uncheck all of these so that they're not included on the draw. I'm actually going to go ahead and leave them on the draw because we're going to talk about how you post the payment for the part included on change orders. So let's clear our search. The other thing is there's a button here for unselect all unpaid costs. You'll see there's a status of unpaid on that one and a status of unpaid on that one and on that one. So if I clicked that, it would unselect all of those. There may be some reason all you do draw for is ones you've paid. By the way, on the previous screen there was a field to select everything due through a certain date. So maybe you have some policy like that for, if you'll notice, this column is the due date, and all of these were due on or before December 31st, but you could have cut it off, in case there was some due after that, before this window opened. So you have some different options for what costs will be included in the draw. This button really here has to do with cost plus markup draws. This is the very same window that opens for either one, cost plus fee or markup. And this has to do with if you did a budget, didn't put your markup percent, so actual cost got posted and didn't get markups. But you can ignore that for the cost plus builder fee. We're going to leave all of our costs selected. And we can see up here, this will be the cost amount that will show up for us to draw because this is a cost plus builder fee. This is not a cost plus markup, so this will be the cost amount that shows up. That's the total of the cost. If we do a report, which is a good idea, you could do cost and marked up so you can see that cost column right there. And you can see ones that are marked as change order, and it could be a good idea to print that out if you want, but you'll be able to print it something similar to that after you post the draw. That just shows, those reports just show ones that are selected to include in the draw, that are check marked as selected. If there's something you notice, by the way, before I leave this screen, you look at the descriptions or something, you can do a little editing here. If there's no PO attached, you could go ahead and get the cost code corrected, but there's a PO attached to this one, but you could change your description or a couple of things about it if you like, and then save it. So that's what the pencil edit icon is for. So let's do done, continue to draw worksheet. And this is a draw worksheet now for a cost plus builder fee draw worksheet. And what it's going to be drawing for this first draw is actually the total of the cost through December 31st, total costs. It just does a little calculation of the percent complete for you just for information. It's just an FYI. This is not a percent complete draw. This is a costs, actual posted costs that you're drawing, and then we'll be adding a builder fee here in just a minute to it. You can drill down to look at the information behind the budgeted numbers if you like. For example, building permits, if you drill down on the budget for that, you can see how they calculated 1,125, and that was based on a couple of kinds of fees, etc., that they were including. So we can close that. Or you can drill down on the actual costs. You can see that all the fees aren't in there yet. You can see that the one for City of Austin permit and who was paid and whether it's paid or unpaid actually. What the actual cost is that's being included in this draw. So if you're needing to review some of that, you can. If there was anything in the prior drawn, you could drill down on those too, but this is our first one, so we don't have a prior drawn. And so you can scroll through for each cost code and take a look at everything. You can see right here that we've actually posted costs for more than our budget plus our change orders even. And you could drill down on those if you're interested in them, you know what they are. So what we need to do next is continue to calc the builder fee that will be added to that. So let's click that button. And let's take a look at this. Here's our original job budget, what we budgeted as a cost, what we set up as a fee and with fee. Now here's the cost we estimated of change orders that we've posted so far, the fee for that, and the amount of our change order prices here. So it's coming up with budget plus change orders, the grand totals here, and calculating, because we did actually do these change orders at 25% markup also. So it's just calculating a fee percent, 25%. So now it's showing our posted costs and multiplying it by that 25% to come up with a builder fee to date through the posted cost to the date that we did. And then it's taking away any prior fees that we've posted, builder fees that we've included on draw requests before. And if you remember our first video, we already did draw one for $10,000. So the calculated fee by CHS to draw is $8,095.48 based on our posted cost to date, less any builder fee we've taken already. And you could use that fee by use calculated fee, which is what we will do. But let's say for some reason you're drawing $10,000 every time you do a draw request. You can override it, type in your own fee to be added to this draw request, and then you'd continue and use the fee entered. But we're just going to go ahead and use the calculated fee. So the next thing that opens is something where you can produce 3 different styles of draw requests. You can look at revenues received and change orders just for information over here. We're going to show you each one of these style requests in a minute, but first I'd like to mention that at the top of draw requests there will be this little signature area if you'd like to sign the draw request. And if you click here, a rich text editor will open for you to change the verbiage that will be at the top of these draw requests. If you do change it, you would click Save, and then you will have changed the text that's going to be printed at the top of these draw requests. Let's cancel doing that because we're not making any changes. And let's look at the first one. Actually, I'm going to do that one last because then I'll save it. I won't save these because I'm going to save it with the cost codes detail. But let's look at a summary draw request by group that includes revenues and change orders information, just because we want to go ahead and include those. So what it's doing is creating a PDF for you, storing it in the file cabinet temporarily. It's telling you that in this message. And so the next window is for you to tag this PDF that it just created. It's already tagged with a job. It already says show the buyer in case the buyer's online. It shows who the contact is for that job, the buyer. And it has a file type of draw request, and that's dimmed out because we need that and we need the draw number here to store it as, so that CHS can find it when you're trying to just look at the draw request you posted. And you could change this little number here to get rid of it. It's just a random ID number, and it says draw to, but you could change the whole file title, because actually you can go open this big cabinet of everything that you've uploaded or stored as PDFs, and the title is a way to search for it, or the draw number. So let's open that file, take a look at what it looks like. So this was the one that is just group totals only. It's not each individual cost code, and it's showing our cost to date, which would be that 12/31, and it used that as the date for the draw, and it's draw number 2, and it's showing the amount we're requesting in our draw, which has to do with, first of all, you can see there's been no prior draws for costs, so it's all the costs are listed in this draw total. So we come down here, and what we'll see is there's that total of those costs through 12/31, but that amount of that builder fee has been added, and in the prior draws column it shows builder fee, that 10,000 that we did, and so then there's some grand totals of those. But this draw is for 80,477.39. And there's just a little calculation down here. This is the total completed earned. That is the this column cost to date 90,000 plus the total builder fee that we're taking. So that's 90,477. That's the cost to date, builder fee plus the costs, less money received. Earned balance due 80,000, which actually ties because we did our previous draw for 10,000. So, and then it gives information about revenues received, and it gives information about change orders that we've posted. And there's that 13,220.27 that we mentioned a minute ago about change orders that we've posted so far. Anyway, that's that one with the summary. I'm going to close this, and in order to get this draw request posted, and it says that information, I'll show you that here in a minute, is you need to open that, create the PDF, then close that window before this draw would actually get posted. I'm not going to post it yet. I'm going to go back because I'm going to print a different style. Here's one with the current draw column only. Notice this tells you about, in order to get this posted, it'll be when you close the window, another window will open asking if you're ready to post this draw request. So we have not posted it yet. We want to look at the request with the current draw column only. These are just different styles, and you can use whichever one is based on your preference. You do not have to include revenues and attach revenues and change orders to them if you don't like. We're going to get the thing for tagging it again. If we open this one is the current draw column only, so it doesn't have all the prior drawn or anything. It's just the current draw amounts for each cost code plus a builder fee total draw amount. So it's not showing prior drawn or anything, and there were some builders that requested that. I like the ones with prior drawn, but there is that one. I'm going to close this window. Again, it'll ask if I want to post, and I'm going to go no, go back to draw style selection. And I'm actually going to do the ones with cost codes detail because I like that the best. But you may not want to give that much information to your buyer. It's preparing that PDF. It has to do that behind the scenes. And now I really will probably just get rid of this info. I'll leave this. This represents the date that I actually printed it, which is kind of good information. 2016-05-110. You can tell we're now in May of 2016, even though we're doing one for, what is that question mark? I can't remember. It's just telling you a little bit about what you can type in the memo field. Let's open this file. Let's first save our tags that we took that out of. Open this file. And let's take a look at it. Again, I didn't mention before, but there's that signature area that you can change that's at the top of these draw requests. This draw request actually has the groups. We saw one that just summarized these groups, but then it has the detail. It has the cost codes listed and what's going on, the budget change orders, revised budget, cost to date, etc. And if you go, so it's a longer one, but you'll go down here and you'll see this draw with the builder fee added. And the rest of the information is basically the same as we saw in the other reports. We did attach revenues and change order information to our draw request. I purposely do page 2, not page 2 of 7, in case you decide not to include those last pages for whatever reason. So now let's go ahead, and then usually for me to get it to my customer, I will use this little download icon so that I get it in my own PDF reader on my own machine. This is a little PDF type reader that the software I use provides to initially open PDFs, but if I do that and get it open in my own reader, I happen to have Adobe Acrobat Pro, which means I can use tools to actually edit this and change this or write notes on it or anything I want, and then I can do File and Save As and save it to my own computer, or use tools on my reader to just email it to the buyer. The buyer's email address is right here, that kind of thing. So you get it into your own reader, and hopefully it has some good tools and you can change it like you like. But CHS has stored it in my file cabinet, so I'm not doing any of that, saving it right at the moment. So let's close this one. Let's say yes, post the draw request, and it says it's been posted. And then it'll open a window that lists our draw requests. Here's the 10,000 we did in our previous video. Here's this current total draw. It actually, if you do the stored PDF, to look at the stored PDF again, and then this will open your file cabinet. It'll search for everything for draw 2 for that job, so that you could open it. I can click to open the document or photo, and you can see our draw request is tying to the amount that is showing on the list of draws. If I do a draw summary, I can see just how much was for each cost code, cost of the job, and then it drops down and it shows how much was the builder fee, so I can review that. I can also do a cost detail that is going to show me all the costs, the actual posted cost only, not the builder fee. This is a cost detail of the costs that were included in draw 2, and this information here about which costs or change order costs can be important in our next video, where we're actually going to go post a payment for this draw and include payments, that change orders are getting paid via this draw rather than separately. So that's how you do the first draw request. It's really draw 2, but first draw request that actually includes costs. Please continue to the next video. We'll do one more about showing how to post a payment for this on the deposit window, and perhaps we'll real quickly produce draw number 3 so you can see how things get stored in the prior drawn column. Thank you for watching.